What's up, everybody? It's Roger and James here from the DisKingdom Podcast. In this episode, we are going to be looking forward to 2019. We're just going to be picking out a few of our highlights. There is a lot of stuff coming out in 2019. Disney are going to be a very busy bunny. So first off, James, what are the first couple of things that kind of jump out to you for 2019?
Well, I think the most obvious one, the one coming out right at the beginning, is Kingdom Hearts 3. And I don't yet know how I feel about that, because I'm about halfway through Kingdom Hearts 2 at the moment. I've beaten Kingdom Hearts 1 and Chain of Memories, and I'm through Kingdom Hearts 2, and I'm definitely getting to the point where I am just ready to throw the story or the script through a window. And yeah, I mean, we've had this conversation before. I will specify that when we're talking about story, we're talking about the big overall narrative with the Heartless and the and all that stuff. When you do the individual stories world by world, they're actually normally pretty good, but it's that overall story where it thinks it's far more important than it is. But yeah, regardless, it is going to be a huge opening to 2019. Gamers have been waiting for this game ever since Kingdom Hearts 2 came out. And of course, there have been spin-off titles since then, but not a proper main series entry for 15 years.
Yeah, well, I think that's where like you're coming in because you're playing through the old ones now through the recollections. You're kind of, it's all fresh in your mind, and you kind of maybe burn out because you played 3 of them. I haven't played. I finished Kingdom Hearts 2 off back in the summer, so I've had like 5-6 months of not playing it. So by the time it comes out, I'm good to go. But some people might not have even played it since like 2 years ago, since 0.2, or even years ago. So this is going to be the big Disney video game of 2019. I'm super excited. I believe it's actually only a couple of weeks away now. It should be a great way of kicking. We've just not really had any proper Disney games for a while, so it'd be nice to kind of jump into that one. It's definitely on my highlight of what's coming up.
Yeah, there's definitely that. The fact that this past year we had basically nothing. We had Spider-Man. That was it. I realized there was also Lego Incredibles, but I'm not counting that. And Spider-Man's not Spider-Man. Kingdom Hearts is really just the start of the year. That is where we begin from.
Yeah,
not for video games, but for Disney in general.
We could have the Avengers, and we might have Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. So there are 2 games that could come out at the end of 2019, but we know zero about either one of them. They could even be pushed back to 2020. They might not even hit it. But
and there's the chance of Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3 as well on the Switch. We talked about that recently. But we don't have release dates. I would love for at least one of these games to come out, especially the Star Wars one. I have been waiting for a proper single-player Star Wars game for a long time. This might not even be. It might be another multiplayer game we don't even know. I know, obviously, we had Battlefront 2. It had a very short campaign. I enjoyed the campaign. I enjoyed the DLC, the free DLC that came out with Last Jedi. But I have been waiting for a while now to just, swing a lightsaber around, anything, just something, get us in there.
Speaking of swinging lightsabers around, we have got 2 big Star Wars things. We have got Star Wars Episode 9 coming at the end of 2019, which I'm hoping will kind of reset the course a bit and calm everybody down a little bit.
That'd be nice.
It'd be nice, but it's that kind of weird thing. Episode 9, it's nothing big. We've got Galaxy's Edge opening up in Disneyland and Walt Disney World. Brand new themed area, loads of new stuff. This is Star Wars land. These are gonna be epic. These are gonna, they're talking about the queues at the parks. These are gonna bring people in like something. These are gonna be 2 of the biggest expansions to probably the 2 parks that we've seen in a long time. These are gonna be epic when they break later in 2019.
Yeah, and I'm not going to go anywhere near them until the end of the year, just in general, because they're already talking about how many thousands of people are going to be there on the opening weekend. They're talking about what ticket prices are probably going to be opening weekend. We're talking about park ticket prices. Yeah. Will probably cross the $200 marker just to get into the park. They're saying that the queues will probably be capped for the day before noon. That's how long they're expecting. So yeah, this is probably the biggest thing to happen at the Disney World parks since the Animal Kingdom opened. I mean, obviously we're not at a shortage of big things that happen at Disney World or any of the parks, but this is huge. This is massive.
I mean, this takes like what we saw with Avatar Land and totally blowing up, because when Avatar Land, everyone's like, Avatar? Oh, that's still a thing, is it? This is Star Wars. This is what people have been waiting for. It's going to be epic. I know when these things open, I'm going to the theme parks as far away from these as possible, going the opposite direction, over to Asia. But I mean, Paris is going to get one at some point. But yeah, personally, if you are planning, I mean, there's like my sister and brother were talking to them the other day, and they're like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna go to Florida in like September, and Star Wars Land." I'm going, you don't like queuing at all. You are not. And I'm just like, I really can't. It's like I shouldn't really tell them because they've booked it, but this is not going to be the thing that they're expecting. It's open,
and I don't even understand that. I don't know how you could expect to go to Disney around the time of Star Wars Land's opening or Galaxy's Edge and be like, yeah, I'm totally going to do the Millennium Falcon ride. And like, well, that's your day. That's your entire day.
Naivety is I think there's a lot of people that go to Disney that don't do any research. They don't do any planning. They don't read what's going on. They go there on a holiday without, who would have thought you can go to a Disney park without actually thinking about it before you get there and just winging it. Yeah, good luck when Star Wars Land's open, because that's going to be, yeah. I think the only good thing is I think there's a lot of people that will be like, yeah, it's going to be mental. Let's go a bit later. And I think maybe Disney are even planning that to try and push the people that are aware a little bit further back, and then get like a double push on it.
Oh yeah, they want to stretch this out as long as possible. And I'm expecting I'll be there probably in Disneyland in Christmas next year. I think we're switching it up next year to go to Disneyland, and I'm still kind of going, especially since Disneyland doesn't have the fast passes that you can get in advance. I'm kind of thinking chances are probably not even going to be able to go on any of the Galaxy's Edge rides at Disneyland when I'm there. Maybe like first thing out of the gate, bolt straight to them and go to the fast pass machine, because there's no way the line's going to be massive anyway. But yeah, so Galaxy's Edge, you said there are 2 Star Wars things. There's actually the third one, which is The Mandalorian.
Oh yeah.
It should be starting up on Disney Plus, assuming everything goes smoothly there. And while we still don't know very much about that, we actually know more about that than we do about episode 9. Well, that doesn't mean anything. But what we do know about it makes it look really good so far. So that's going to be another major thing for Star Wars.
Disney side, we've got the Lion King remake, which I'm interested in. Like, it's like it could be good or could be awful. I'm expecting with John Farrell, it's going to be all right. It's going to do some big numbers. It's going to be a big hit. Frozen 2 is another big hit coming for Thanksgiving. These 2 movies are going to be colossal money makers for Disney. You are not getting away from Frozen and Lion King this upcoming year.
Well, I mean, yeah, even if you don't go to the theaters, you're not going to be able to escape it. Frozen, of course, has been the biggest movie in the Disney lineup from the past, 10 years, give or take. The impact it's had on the parks is palpable. Like Elsa and Anna are everywhere in these parks. They even have their own like stage show at Christmas, and they'll light up the castle. And Elsa has basically become the princess, the princess right now.
The other big thing for me is this time they know what Frozen is going to do. So last time they got caught off the foot and didn't have enough merchandise and enough stuff ready. That ain't gonna happen this time. There's probably warehouses full of Frozen 2 merchandise already to get shipped out to play. They're not gonna have, where we had all those shortages of Frozen stuff last time, you're not gonna be able to move for swimming through Frozen stuff at Thanksgiving and Christmas next year.
Yeah, no, it's Toy Story and Toy Story 2 all over again. When Toy Story came out, you could not find Buzz or Woody or any of the toys anywhere. And when Toy Story 2 came out, you were tripping over them in the aisles. This is hardly unexpected. Disney let's say since Princess and the Frog, maybe, give or take, they tend to not go heavy on the toys. They tend to wait and see how the movies do before they start deciding on how they're going to market them. Even now, there is almost no Zootopia in the parks. There is almost no, what's the one? Baymax, Big Hero 6. There's almost no Big Hero 6 in the park. There is almost no Tangled in the park. There's, out of all the movies that have come out in the last 10 years, other than Frozen, they have almost no impact on the parks whatsoever. No. And a lot of that is, Disney just going, we're going to wait and see. And how much of that is self-fulfilling prophecy? How much of it is actually how the market is going? I don't know. But yeah.
Two other things. Obviously, we have got the Fox merger or the Fox buyout. That's going to be a big thing for 2019. Going to really hit on lots of different aspects. That's going to be a massive thing. We've also got Disney Plus, which is going to be launching in 2019 in the US. That's going to completely change up Disney content as we know it. If you are interested in Disney Plus, make sure you go check out our new sub-site, What's on Disney Plus. We've got a podcast. That's going to be a big thing going into next year. So that's something I don't even want to kind of get too much into, because we're going to be talking about that a lot in the coming weeks ahead over on that podcast. And finally, we have the Marvel. And
there's nothing happening.
There's nothing happening there. Endgame and Captain Marvel. Endgame is going to be one of the biggest events of next year. That thing is just. I mean, we got a Spider-Man movie as well, but Endgame is going to be the big one. There's no way of just pushing around that one.
Endgame, Infinity War did great. People loved Infinity War. Yeah, there were some problems with it, but what movie doesn't have problems? Endgame is going to be massive. It's what they've been building up for 10 years, 11 years by the time it comes out. Whether or not the Marvel Universe continues to be quite as successful after Avengers 4 remains to be seen, but that's not the issue for next year. That's a problem for 2020. And between Captain Marvel, which so far people are super excited for, especially women, for good reason.
I'm excited too.
Yeah, I mean, I'm super excited for Captain Marvel. The trailer looked amazing, but obviously, Endgame is the big one. That's where all of the plots of the last 11 years just kind of come together and converge, and we get to see the original Avengers plus a couple other characters just in an all-out war against Thanos. And we saw what the Russo brothers were able to do with Infinity Wars. I think that given that, there's a massive amount of confidence in this movie, and it's going to do gangbusters. You can legitimately ask, will it be able to break box office records set by the original Avengers? I don't know. We'll find out when it comes out if it lives up to expectations. But I can't wait to see it. I can't wait to see Captain Marvel. And I also can't wait to see Spider-Man.
I think that Endgame, got to make sure that when those tickets go on sale, I'm going to get that day one ticket. It's going to be a one heck of a weekend that weekend. I think 2019, and we've also got Toy Story 4, it's Dumbo, there's loads of other movies coming out. We've got some just great stuff, but we'd love to know at home, what are you excited about? We'd love to know what you guys are thinking. Anyway, guys, thank you very much for joining us. We'll be back next week with some more episodes. James, where can they find you?
You can find me at heroiclegacy.com.
And on that note, guys, thank you very much for joining us. We'll be back soon. Later.